I'm John Bishop, and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Moving on, yes, now that we've basically packed Joe Cole off to France, let's talk about Liverpool facing one of his former clubs. We've got Chelsea coming up at the weekend. Mike, is a game against the big side just what we need, or is it utterly terrifying?
I always think we do better against big sides periodically. We always have done and we always will do. And Stamford Bridge run there twice last season, albeit we haven't got Maxi coming in at the far post to tap them in.
This is true.
He scored in the last 2 away games.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Did you mention that the right back scored both games as well?
No, I was coming on to that.
Wow, right. Matt Kelly and fucking Glenn Johnson.
That wasn't the question, Christopher. I think I think Chelsea is just what we need. I think it's a chance to go and prove ourselves against a big club again, and albeit I'd be happy with a draw away to Chelsea. I think it's one of them games, isn't it? You'd always look forward to playing Chelsea. I'd rather we were playing Chelsea on Sunday than Reading.
The worry is, the problem we've got at the moment though, Chris, is, and I was talking to my cousin about this week, and said, you start looking at the results at the weekend and you're like, oh, Chelsea dropped points, and you're like, oh, God gives a shit.
Doesn't matter.
Who gives a shit if Chelsea drop points or not? And that's the horrible thing, is that while they're still up there, we've fallen so far from grace, and to a certain extent, it's far less important that we go and beat Chelsea. It's just more important really for our confidence. Do our confidence know when they're good to win, but really we just need to go and get not battered or beat to a certain extent. How downbeat is that? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you should go and fucking work in the hospitality suites at Liverpool. You miserable bastard.
No. Look, I'm looking forward to the game by all means, but what I'm saying is, in the grand scheme of things, and we're going to come on to on the subscriber show, we're going to be looking at Liverpool's run up to Christmas and up to the new year. This is our toughest league fixture
until next year,
for the rest of the year coming up.
It's true. Like.
So we've got, in some respects, what I'm saying is we just need to get past this game and start and get onto the games that are more winnable.
Yeah, although I do think there's still that sort of Torres bitterness within our squad. I think there's still enough players there that sort of remember that, and that's probably why we've done all right against them recently. And so hopefully that'll still be there, that sort of knock-on effect. I think they're going to be up for the game. Fucking hell, it's Chelsea. They're close to the top of the league. I really do think we're going to be up for it big time, and they could be the first big team that we win this year.
They could well be. Well, they're the next big team we're playing, so they could be. And football being the funny old game that it is. What annoys me, Mike, is that they're the fucking European champions, and I hate the fact that even though they've still got, relatively speaking, no history, they've got a little bit now. They've got a little bit of a present now. What have you made of Chelsea so far this season?
Impressive to an extent. I still think they're very, very vulnerable at the back with Sergio Mel. Sergio Bob now. Gary Cahill, I don't think he's the best defender in the world. I think he's decent.
Great attacking.
He's great at attacking, he is.
Yeah.
Cashley's injured, isn't he? So Bertrand will be playing.
He's to be got at.
Again.
Ivanovic seems to do well against us.
Is Ivanovic suspended still? I think he is, isn't he? After his 3-match ban, he got sent off against the Manx. So that means
good course knowledge, Mike.
That fella who will be playing, I can't pronounce it, the Spanish fella, Axel Pablo, whatever his name is.
Him.
Yeah. Jeff, I'm going to call him. So Jeff's going to be playing right back. But it's the three boys in it. It's Mata, Hazard and Oscar are just
interesting
joy to watch, aren't they, watching when they attack.
Interesting enough.
Mata's still only like 50-50 though for the game, isn't he?
Is that right?
Yeah.
The Barclays Premier League Player of the Month. That he is, he's been amazing. October,
he missed the last game, didn't he?
Yeah. It's interesting.
Because he's going to be fantastic.
They miss him when he's not there big time. I mean, he hasn't. Hazard and Oscar don't seem to have the same impact on the team that Mata does.
Well, it goes back to the thing we were saying. He's had a full year there now.
Yeah.
This is the season for him to kick on. It's a bit like David Silva.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Wasn't amazing in his first year. People question whether he had what it took. Showed glimpses. Second season showed his genuine quality, and I think arguably he's their best player. Really, you know what I mean. We had a quick look. In fact, going what you were saying, the last game obviously 50-50. It was what's his face, the Victor Moses, who started up front. It was Torres with Moses, Oscar, and Hazard.
Yeah, was it Moses headed it? Was it?
Moses one who scored the goal. Little bit of a stat attack on their Dangerman, then starting with Juan Mata. He's got 5 assists so far this season. Total chances created 22. Clear cut chances created 7, and he's scored 4 goals so far. Not bad for by all accounts a winger.
Let's just hope he's not playing then.
Yes, in a nutshell. And obviously, I want to look staying with the statistical approach. One player that we've already touched upon, and one that we still have let's just say a little air of bitterness towards, old FT. He's not made any goals so far this season. He's created 15 chances. He's scored 4 goals of his own. He's got a shooting accuracy of 63% and a chance conversion of 25%. And just to put that into a little bit of context, obviously Robin van Persie, top goal scorer in the Premier League so far this season, his shooting accuracy is lower at 55%. His chance conversion is 3% higher at 28%, but he scored twice the goals. Scored 8, as we know, so far this season. So, Fernando, so the point is that while he's still a shadow of his former self, he's still dangerous. You give him chances and he still puts them away.
I think the thing is now he's playing with much better players.
Yeah.
So when he was in really poor form for us, there was only Gerrard around him back then. Now he's got Oscar, Hazard, fucking Mate. He's going to score more goals. It's that easy. He's got genuine world-class players around him, 3 of.
I think the fact of the matter is, it's almost like the flip side of us, in that Luis Suarez is the only player doing anything for us this season. Fernando Torres, they can afford to have their centre-forward not on form.
That's what I was just about to say, yeah. They can afford to be shit, because the rest of the team, you don't notice it as much, do you? When you're second in the league, or you were top of the league for such a long period, and unbeaten and whatnot until they played United.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit that your striker's not banging the goals in because you're top of the league.
The fact is, when he was playing at Liverpool, he was scoring all different types of goals when he was on form. He doesn't have to score all different types of goals there. He has to be on the end of a pass.
Yeah.
And just first touch, back of the net.
But for me, that's not his game.
No, but
his
he's
game
doing alright, isn't it?
To be the central striker and to be the main man. He still looks, as Paul said, a shadow of his former self. He's still lost that half a yard of pace, and there's always a bit of bitterness towards him, but there's also still that little bit that remembers
the great days,
the good times,
the happy times, happy prick.
And then when he came out the other week, didn't he, and went, I still owe Liverpool and my kids are getting Scousers and all this, you just like...
I know, you wonder why he bothers his arse saying that, like, I mean, but also there's that thing he's hinted at, that like the real reasons, the truth behind him leaving,
come out in his book.
Come out.
Here's an advert for my new book.
Yeah, available in all good bookstores. No, it's a shame. I think we all, I don't know whether promises were kept to him, what have you. It's just that it's a shame when you look at what, you wonder what could have been.
At the end of the day, didn't give us a chance under the new owners, did he? And, you know, there may have been broken promises with the previous regime, but the fact is he lasted about 2 months with us, and then about a month with Kenny Dalglish. So, fuck off.
Anyway, Chelsea currently sat second in the Premier League, as Mike alluded to, point behind United, with a plus 12 goal difference, which is substantially better than our -2. But all hope is not lost. People thinking that Liverpool being 12th in the Premier League table is all doom and gloom. Fear not. We've consulted the form table. Things looking a lot rosier. Liverpool currently 8th. Yes, all you Champions League hopefuls out there can, perhaps not going to take too much solace in that. But I think it's very interesting to note that, because although on the whole we've not been great since we got those really tough fixtures out the way, our form has improved.
So since we've been playing the shit teams, we're only 8th best in the league.
Yeah, but look at the teams who are above us. You know what I mean?
West Brom.
Yeah, and this is what point we made on the subscriber show. Again, West Brom. Do you think they're going to be there in 6 months' time? Perhaps not. The point I'm trying to make is that
it's not all doom and gloom.
Exactly. Like,
I get it.
Any counterpoint?
No. I've got no doom and gloom. I'm just enjoy the ride. We always knew it was a rebuilding process. We always knew. Let's face facts. We were listening to the phone and weren't we on the way back in the car?
Oh.
People jumping on. People jumping on there going, I'm disillusioned by the whole team. We're nothing. I don't
think you should be allowed to use a word unless you can spell it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we're nothing better than a mid-table side. Hello, we've been a mid-table team for the last 3 seasons. So what's changed?
Yeah.
I'm fed up of not seeing. I'm going to the pub and not seeing us win. We'll go to the ground then and not see us win. It's a little bit more enjoyable. Yeah.
no. Well, at least you get the benefit of seeing it with your own 2 eyes. No, it's. I get why people are miserable, because people are just miserable. You know what I mean?
The thing is, people use it as an escape from fucking the miserable lives.
Yeah.
And so to go to Anfield, you want to escape.
Well, there was a point made on Twitter. It was actually something Roy Anderson made, because again, it's happened a couple of times recently. That the Anfield Rapper getting a little bit of stick for being a little bit too doom and gloom, a little bit too downbeat on it. And some people, and Roy Anderson basically said, in times like this, you've got to go and find your joy elsewhere. You've got to go and take solace in your family and your kids and all this, because if you're looking for football to bail you out and to give you the only happiness in your life, you're going to be fucking miserable. And that's hard, because for a lot of men and women, maybe the only time you get away is to go to the match at the weekend, and that's where it comes from. Your only time off, away from all the strains and stresses of work and family and whatever, might be going to the match. And I think sometimes you've got to, maybe when Liverpool aren't playing well, you can't afford to put all your happiness eggs in that. In that
dig out the old N64 fellas, play a game of Mario Kart.
Don't go along with all this. It's all doom and gloom now. We've been shit for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So
the fact of the matter is, we're not necessarily.
Or you don't.
There's people saying though, look at the, we're no worse. We're the same as we were under Kenny last season. Now the point I'd make to that is you can't judge it by comparison, because we were quite good at the start of last season under Dalglish, but once Lucas went, our season fell to bits. Now you can't judge it, because our second half of the season was fucking abysmal. The cups notwithstanding, so you can't possibly judge this campaign until you see whether
Lucas either.
Well, exactly, and you can't judge it to see until we see how we cope with the rigours of the second half of the season, how well our squad holds up under the pressures of playing so many games, the fatigue, how well the squad gels, etc. Because the argument last year was the squad will gel come February and it'll be better, and it never did.
Never happened. Yeah.
On that though, I'd like to bring that back to Chelsea there, because their first team is superb, and for such a big squad with huge money, I don't think their squad big enough for what they've got coming, because they've got the World Club Championship this year as well.
Yeah, forgot about
they've
that.
got the Champions League. They're taking all the cups seriously, so they're in 5 competitions, and they seem to be playing a first choice side at the moment.
Yeah,
with not much messing around.
Well, to be honest, I think Roberto Di Matteo and not Dominic Matteo, as Chris got wrong last week.
Is that microphone on, David?
To be honest, I said this at the start of the season, and so far they've proved me wrong. But I don't think he's a very good manager, and I think he's desperate to get some silverware, because he needs to establish himself. And don't get me wrong, you can't discount what he did last season. He won the Champions League and he won the FA Cup. With another man's team, you know what I mean? And all he had to do was come in and G them up and put Lampard and Drogba back in the side and let them run riot. But I'd be very interested to see how well he holds up when Chelsea do it, a sticky patch, and how well he copes with the pressures that, because you know what, I'm about to say something. You don't go from West Brom, getting sacked at West Brom, to being the best manager in the Premier League. It doesn't happen. But then again, I'm also hoping that a manager who guided Swansea to 9th in the league last season is going to somehow transform our fortunes. But there you go. So yes,
sacked at Swansea though, was he? So there's the difference.
Anyway, interesting fact for you, referee.
That's Howard Webb, isn't it?
Howard Webb, wonderful. I've got a trivia question for you. Oh yes. There are 4 players who've scored 5 goals in these games, both home and away, not just at Stamford Bridge. Can you name them?
Didier Drogba.
No.
Really?
Fernando Torres.
Fernando Torres is one. I'll leave it with you.
Mark Hughes.
No.
Joe Cole.
Joe Cole. No. Joe Cole scored 3.
Fat Frank.
No. Oh.
You say Drogba?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Anelka?
No, 1 Chelsea player, well technically 2 Chelsea players and
one's Torres.
One's Torres, of course, yeah. So technically 2 Chelsea players and 2 Liverpool players. No.
How many's he got 4?
I don't know, mate.
Is this are they all recent players?
All time Premier. I'm pretty sure just Premier League.
Hasselbank?
JFH, yeah, well done.
Good shout. Fowler.
Robbie Fowler. I don't think you're ever going to get the last one.
Graham Russell.
No, he scored most of them on his debut. Patrick Berger, there you go. Yeah, Jimmy Floyd, Hasselbank, yeah. Fernando Torres, Paddy Berger, and God have all scored 5 goals in this fixture. Anyway, moving on. Anyone want to shout at the lineup? prediction?
Yeah, I've wrote it down.
Go for
Jones, Wisdom, Skertalaga, Enrique, Alan Gerrard, Sahin, Sterling, Suso, Suarez, with Wisdom and Sterling scoring, basing it on the left winger, right back scored last 2 games.
Excellent. You've got an algorithm there you're working on. Like, yeah, I actually was thinking about the lineup. Is that I think Sahin is a shoe-in to start this game because I think we'll attempt to go
Squeeze the midfield.
maybe, but also go toe to toe with them to a certain extent. Like,
I'm hopeful Pepe will be back and John will be back.
I'll be made up if they were.
really
Absolutely
hope
made
so.
up. Johnson more than anything. He's been our best player this year.
Yeah, and I think the fact of the matter is, we were talking on the subscriber show about like which players you bring in January if you had 2 or 3. People mentioned attacking midfielders and forwards and what have you, but what no one mentioned is another quality fullback, because the only decent attacking fullback we've got really is Glenn Johnson.
Angel Rangel.
Angel, yeah, the Spanish cowboy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, no, I think that first 11's pretty much spot on, as you say. If Pepe's fit, though, definitely. I think Jones has been fine, hasn't he?
He's been fine, man.
He's been fine, but I think the point I think actually Rodgers made the point as well that he is the backup goalkeeper. It's his job to come in and be solid, and then basically.
Well, he's done his job.
Bowles, and he has done fine.
He's made one mistake, really, that you can.
One?
Yeah,
No.
It's cost us in the derby against the Osman goal.
I suppose so. Anyway, let's
No,
have.
you did say that the goal.
Yeah, but that's the goal. And yeah, I think he was possibly at fault, but at the end of the day, it was still a worldie of a shot. He didn't spill it.
Yeah, we
Kabai's
said this. You can't blame him for Kabai's goal, although he probably shouldn't be crouched down as he shoots. Score predictions, Mike.
1-1.
Okay, Christoph, you had two. Was it 2-0? You going for
2-1.
2-1 with your right back,
Right back,
right wing,
left wing.
left wing algorithm.
Yeah.
Since I got the derby score bang on when you went, I went 2-2 last time I was on this couch, and you went, really?
Yeah. Well, really, well done, Mike. There you go. You pessimistic twat.
No,
No,
scoring for them.
I know. I know.
Oh, it's going to happen now because he fucking said it, hasn't
No, look, I thought we covered this.
No.
Just saying things doesn't mean they happen, and not saying things doesn't mean they don't happen.
The guy's got history. Tottenham, Rafa's last season, first game of the season. That Asur Costa's a decent player.
We covered it last week. Also,
Yeah.
Chris Singing, we've won it 6 times now before the 2007 Champions League final.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Anyway, score prediction. I reckon it's gonna be. Yeah, to be honest, I agree. 1-1. I think we
I'd
just
be happy with that as well.
I would be very happy with the draw, and it's really sad that the days have gone where we think we can go and step up and beat Chelsea and move on. I just don't think it's as important to beat Chelsea in the grand scheme of things. Although, given how close we're coming into Man City, it would send a real message. And it would be a massive confidence boost if we were able to get a win by hook or by crook, most certainly. Interestingly enough, actually, in the last 5 at Stamford Bridge, just to round up with a little factoid, Chelsea have won 1, there's been 1 draw, and we've won 3, so obviously the recent form favours us. But I do worry...
That's league form.
Yeah, I do worry that...
the 5th round of the League Cup as well. We've actually won 4 in the last one.
Excellent. I do worry that in the past, we've discussed this with like Everton and stuff, that we always used to set up to counter teams like Chelsea. I wonder whether if we go toe to toe with them, do we have the quality, particularly off the bench, to maintain that? Is this going to be one of those seasons where we struggle against the big teams, but maybe pick our points up against the shit
What I'd
teams?
really
like,
love to see an old school Rafa performance, get an early goal, and then just shut up shop.
Defend like motherfuckers, like. Yeah, I would love to see that too. Anyway, let us know your score predictions. Let us know your lineup predictions as well. Obviously we don't know whether people are injured or fit, because once again the weekly qualification of we've got the joy of Angie Machachaka in between now and then.
5 o'clock kick-off as well.
Bosh, love it. Love 5 o'clock kick-off.
She's on fucking
Just
way.
do your work.
Yeah, sorry. It's for you boys anyway. Anyway, I'll be enjoying watching the game once hopefully I've finished working.
5 o'clock, you probably won't even got dressed then,
Finished
will you?
working on the show. What time will you be starting work? 8 o'clock in the morning?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Devoed. Anyway, Mike. Devoed. Yes. After I finish working on the show, I will by all means sit down and watch it, and then work until piss o'clock in the morning afterwards. So go fuck yourselves.
In the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, I will be chatting my bills doing it like. Anyway, yes, thanks very much for watching this. Please do continue to watch us on the subscriber show if you want to discuss the Newcastle result, discuss boys versus men, why perhaps Liverpool's approach to having kids is not necessarily the best way to go about getting points, as well as our look ahead to the next 10 games or so in the lead up to 2013 and how Liverpool's season should hopefully progress. That's on the redmentv.com. Do check it out. Like Netflix, you get a free month, except there's no other films, it's just pure Liverpool, and it's quite good. Yeah, check it out. Anyway, yes, we'll see you on the subscribe show, otherwise see you later. Ta-ra.